Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. It is Friday morning and I hope everything's well with you. Online, I tell ya, Harry and Meghan all over the place. In social media, in journalistic, print news programs. Everybody's talking about it. They've been part of the news cycle now for a few weeks since Harry's visit to New York during Climate Week, then off to Lesotho in Africa. Nobody knows where he is at the minute. He could still be in Africa. Nobody's really sure. But on the heels of what a lot of people are calling, some successful engagements Harry's been involved in the last few weeks, Meghan's going crazy. She does not like the fact that he is getting some attention while she's stuck in California. So we just recently, a few days ago, witnessed one of the most absurd, embarrassing, humiliating appearances by the Duchess of Sussex. Oh my God, and I'm talking about the Los Angeles Children's Hospital gala that some people are saying, and I thought at first as well, that Meghan crashed the red carpet. Um, Although, in refute of that, there was then pictures of her posted with a couple of people, presumably inside, but we don't know how far she got inside. The whole thing, even Lizzie Cundy, the socialite journalist person who Meghan originally had made friends with her when she was trying to get connections in London. She was on the lookout for a rich Brit, and she befriended Lizzie Cundy. It was only until after she kind of landed Harry, and she was a duchess, that Lizzie Cundy was beneath her. She was, instantly delegated to one of the little people, right? So, but anyway, Lindy Cundy, she was at the function, and she said that Meghan's didn't get a real friendly, warm reception. Nobody was excited to see her. We saw her antics on the red carpet with her friend there, that horrible dress. She looked like a tramp. I mean, it was how far she's fallen. For, she's still using the Duchess title, but from being a member of the royal family to like a D-list actress, looking like a street walker on the red carpet, or blue carpet, whatever it was, and there with her friend and the two of them, and the hand holding on the carpet. I mean, the whole thing was just so inappropriate and embarrassing to watch. Yeah, Lizzie Cundy says that she did not get a good reception. Now, we've also heard that she was ushered out of a side door. Now, could this be because she actually crashed the party and wasn't supposed to be there and they hustled her out? Or what I think more probably happened was that she got in there as a plus one with her friend. A little bit of PR wrangling got her on the red carpet for a couple of photographs, and that she kind of did a walk through. And Harry and Meghan style, they've done it before. They'll show up for the piece of the appearance that they're interested in, and then leave. They've done that before. They're not going to sit through a whole ceremony or event when their part of it lasted 15 minutes. Well, they're not going to stick around for everybody else. They just don't have that level of respect for anybody. So I think it could have been a situation where she showed up, she got her red carpet minute or two, and left through a side door. She was escorted out. It could have been pre planned, like, yeah, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do this, and then we're going to scoot. And I think that's probably what happened. But yeah, everybody's still talking about this appearance of hers, of how horrible it was, how embarrassing, how humiliating she must feel. Everybody is talking about it and saying, oh my God, how far she's fallen. She's resorting to scrape on a hospital gala carpet for attention. Um, in the light of Harry's doing whatever Harry's doing, there's been rumors about their relationship for years. Those rumors are getting a little louder. Some of the tabloids in the States are talking about it now and saying, yeah, it's not just a professional divorce. They're not just splitting up their interests, but it's actually a fundamental issue within their marriage. And I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, we know, on Meghan's part anyway, she was scheming from the beginning. She never loved Harry. This was, he was a stepping stone, and indeed, when she married him, yeah, she got the title and she got the cachet, and people wanted to meet her and this kind of, but she has proven, and it did not take very long, and it just keeps getting worse, of what a lowlife she really is. She has no idea about the dignity of being a royal. She didn't even bother to learn it. She doesn't care. And you can tell by her behavior in the last few years and her impetus to keep going back to Hollywood and these appearances and this kind of trash, that she still sees celebrity as more kind of important than royalty. And, in the scheme of things and the way people treat you around the world, you can't get much higher than royalty. She is, again, mistaken. She's miscalculated this whole thing from the beginning, and now she's seeing Harry getting some good press about his recent appearances, and it's driving her crazy. And just imagine, just the other day, when Catherine popped up on that engagement with William, they went to visit with the parents of the stabbing victims, that Taylor Swift dance studio little party for those little girls. And anyway, so they made a real compassionate appearance speaking with the parents of these children. And of course, big news for everyone. Catherine, she's out and about and she's looking good, and everybody's really happy to see her. On the back of that, we got some press saying that Catherine is eager to attend at the cenotaph for, here in Canada we call it Remembrance Day. I don't know, I forget what they call it in Britain, but where they lay the wreaths at the cenotaph for the fallen soldiers, and it's a big deal with the royal family. So it sounds like we can expect to see her there again, another really dignified event. We'll see Catherine at her best there. She also it's been put out that her Christmas concert again is going to go forward. I think it's at Westminster Cathedral. I could be wrong. I'm not sure which, but anyway, the big concert she does before Christmas. Now, this has been This gets filmed in October. It gets so I think that's why they put it out there, is because I think they'll be doing it soon, so they would know whether it's going on or not. She's probably going to be filming it in the next week or two, so they know that it's going to happen. So they were able to say that, even though Christmas is a couple of months away. They're already planning that this is in the works now. So, we're getting more confirmation that we're going to see Catherine a little bit more. It's good news for everybody. And meanwhile, Meghan must be just squirming in her own skin. Catherine's back. Harry's out of sight, but he's still, overall, his press is improving a little bit. I don't think this is going to bring him back into the fold. Of course, this is what he wants, and I've talked about it before. And I think he's got some patrons, some moneyed friends, establishment people behind this move, kind of facilitating things for him to make a bit more of a public comeback, whether it has to do directly with royal events or not. So I think that's what's going on with him. Now, even though we haven't seen him for a little while, he is popping up in the press, surprisingly. There was a snippet of an interview on X that everybody's been commenting on, including Angela Levin. He was having a discussion with an author who wrote a book kind of about the social fragility of children at this time, and and what he puts it down to. And so, of course, Harry was bleeding on again about internet safety. And here's this guy, he's going, oh, it's just so frustrating and awful, and terrifies him, in his words, the endless scrolling on the apps that his children are doing. His children are 3 and 5. What the hell are they doing on a cell phone or a computer? Scrolling and scrolling in what Harry describes always ends in suicide, man. He's terrified and broken, and he's so disturbed by their endless scrolling. They're 3 and 5 years old, and if his kids have access to cell phones and are endlessly scrolling, that's not society's fault. That's not the internet's fault. He's a shitty father. His children shouldn't have access to cell phones like that and endless scrolling. Even if they're on a laptop or a little computer, there's parental controls. I used to set a time limit and all that. You can set all that, and that was over 20 years ago. My kids, you can have control as a parent, if you set these things in place to begin with. If you set these things in place to begin with, you're not going to have these problems. Harry's described how parents have to be like first responders. Every day could be a suicide, so we've got to be first. No. Parents aren't first responders. Parents are policemen. Parents can police the internet in their own phone, in their own home. Parents can police their children's behavior and activity around these devices. So Harry's full of shit. And if his kids, if it disturbs him to see his kids endlessly scrolling, take the damn devices away. What the heck are a 3 and 5-year-old on the online at all anyway? Harry is just... First off, and I don't know how many times I've said it, there are no children. I don't believe there's children. Harry just blurts out all this crap to make himself seem relevant because we know, I mean, he's been fed this. His job as a little foot soldier for the elite that want to run the world, and being a royal member of the royal family. Well, he's right up there, but yeah, he's just another little foot soldier for the elite, and his job is to impart information and brainwash us. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's told what to say, just like he always has been, you know. He's been fed all this stuff, which in turns feeds his paranoia from the beginning anyway. You know, they're taking advantage of a mentally disturbed man. His employers, his handlers, his wife, they're taking advantage of a mentally disturbed man. And they want us to listen to him. Mental health, children's safety. You can trust this guy, good grief, with anything. You know, he's a complete lunatic. And Meghan, oh my God, she had a brief encounter with high society while she was part of the royal family. 16 months or something. She's never been anything but a low-life piece of trailer trash. Doesn't know how to dress, doesn't know how to act, and doesn't care. And she thinks she's better than you, and every time things go wrong, she blames you. You know? These two globe-trotting gits are the lowest of the lowlifes, unbelievable grifters, charlatans. And the problem is, nothing's being done about it. Harry is still in the line of succession. Harry is still a counselor of state. As Meghan allegedly put it once, they are still one plane crash away from the throne. And Charles isn't doing anything about it. Charles doesn't want to do anything about it because he's weak. And he loves his darling boy. But even in the press, recently I have heard what I've been saying all along, that behind the scenes, William has taken the reins. I heard this from a royal reporter within the last week. And he said what I've been saying all along, that behind the scenes, William is taking more and more control and making more and more decisions. And he went on to say this is why Harry will never be allowed back into the royal fold. I've been saying that for over a year, but it's more apparent now than ever. And I think in the next few months we are very, very close to the time where you're going to see Charles step aside at the impetus of William. And the cancer, I mean, great excuse, but I was saying this even before we knew Charles had cancer, that there would come a point of such a division that William would push his father off the throne. King Charles III, Life Imitating Art. I've got a playlist. Check it out. I think in the midst of all this chaos going on, that this is what's happening behind the scenes, and we're going to see evidence of it, I think, before the end of this year. We'll have to wait and see. That's my thoughts on everything going on. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I want to know what you're thinking too. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.